Patrick.
Hello.
Welcome to the picnic.
Thank you.
Thank you
What
so
a
much.
lovely picnic. Come on, let's have a little hug for the picnic.
Well, the thing was, when I met you just
Yeah.
over there,
Yeah.
it was straight in with the hug.
Straight in with a hug, man. That's what I always do, nice little hug. Especially now, I know it's awkward to hug in the summer when it's roasting like this. But it's actually quite nice to have a hug, isn't it?
It
Keeps you
was
warm.
today,
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
freezing.
Do you do that with everyone, or is it just special people?
I think everyone is special, so I have to hug everyone. I always, do you know what? It's a weird thing because people always say to me, you know, they go, "It's weird. Why do you always hug?" Yeah, why do you hug people? And I think, well, you know what? It's a thing like handshake is too formal, especially if you know. So imagine like your mates is like, "All right, Dave, how's it going?" It's a bit weird, isn't it? And also with women or ladies or whatever, you don't want a handshake, do you? So you just give them a hug. And I think it's the same with both. So I just think, you know what? I'll just hug everyone, and then that way, it's not awkward, then, is it?
And that's your rule, and people get to know you
Yeah,
for
exactly.
hugging.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's a part of your show, isn't it, this year?
Yeah, God,
Because you like cake and you like hugs.
exactly. Love it. I mean, that is the big things for me, really. And biscuits. Don't get me wrong. I love biscuits as well. These are nice. I like what you've done with these biscuits. Look at the way. Like you think, oh, they look nice, but they look quite beige. And then you go, oh, hello, treasure. Turn that over. Hide the chocolate. Do not keep chocolate on show.
Yeah.
I love chocolate, cakes, hugs, and sleep. I love sleeping. It's
Are
fantastic.
those the top?
I would say, yeah, in rotating orders. Some days it depends. If I'd had a good sleep, and then I'll probably just put cake at the top. If I'd had a lot of sugar, then I'd probably just settle for hugs.
It's circumstantial, I guess.
Yeah.
And how's the show going? Are people liking the hugs and the cake?
It's brilliant. The show's going fantastic. I mean, it's like, I would say this is my 72nd year on the Fringe. I've been here for probably about 80 years now. So I've been coming every year and I love it. And every year, you know, some people go, oh God, you know, I get bored of the Fringe. Or some people go, I've done it once and it killed me. And particularly as a comic. And I always say to them, and it's true, when I did it the first time, I think I nearly died about 7 times, just physically and mentally. You know, you're going, why have I put myself through this? Why does anyone put themselves through this? And then you see other comics who've gone through the same experience, and they're literally just crabbling on the ground, going, please, just tell me it's the end of August. Let me go home.
And you've spent all this money on it as well. It's not as if it's like a really good financial thing to be doing.
Exactly, and it is bonkers. If someone said to you, listen, do you want to invest $8,000 up front and we'll punish you for a month? And you'd be like, whoa, why? But then you actually do it, and then I can see why people come back, because it does get easier. I mean, slightly. I mean, it's not like it actually. I mean, I remember when then I came back the second and third year, and it was still horrific, but it just was that slightly easier. It was like 2% easier. But then now, actually, touch wood, it is about 50%. It's about 70% easier than when I first did it. Oh my God, I wouldn't be able to sit down now. If you were speaking to me when I first did it, I'd be like this, going, Jesus, please, tell me, why am I here? Why am I here? What have you brought me here for?
Is it just like that? Your rhythm, you get into the rhythm of Edinburgh,
Exactly,
and you kind of
and you know what exactly. Now you know. It's that old cliche. And I never understood it before, but it's that old cliche, you know, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And I think that was the problem. Especially when you're a young comic and you're excited, you go, oh yeah, oh my God, it's the festival, right, let's do this, let's get into it. Whereas you'd see like people who've done it before, they know what they're doing. They go, look, first few nights, let's just gently go into it, and we do it a long-term thing, and you gradually build and build. And I think that's what I do now. You know, it's like I come in and I think, you know, I remember before you would just count the days down like you were in a prison cell, and you go, right, this is day 3, and you'd be chalking it up on your wall. Whereas now you're just saying, do you know what, I don't even bother. I just go, you're not even bothered. I don't even know if it's a Saturday, I don't even know if it's a Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever. I just go, look, all I know is today, got a couple of shows, just enjoy them, go out there, bang, 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 and try and see stuff as well.
When you get to the end, are you exhausted and you have to sleep? Or yeah.
God, yeah. The end. I mean, it is literally the end. It is. You feel like a caterpillar where you have to leave a carcass behind, and you just go, that was who I was in August 2012, and I've left a skeleton behind. And then I go, and then now it's 2013. And do you know what was funny though? When I used to do it, I literally couldn't gig for days. As soon as I would leave, I'd be on that train and I'd be like, and I'd be ill for about 3 days.
I remember seeing an interview with you where you just couldn't speak. It was just like this gruff sort of...
Yeah. Oh, it was horrific.
Is it because you were talking too loud, or is it just exhaustion, or...
Yeah, I think a combination of everything. I think it's a combination of talking too much, doing too many shows, getting excited. That's the problem. I always, when I speak, and then I realise after a while, and people told me, particularly singers or voice people, like people who I'd asked for advice. There was this guy, and he was a singer who was great, and I was saying, look, do I need to warm my voice? What do I need? And he goes, listen, it wouldn't, for stand-ups, it's not the same. As singers, they have to do hours of warm-up. But for us, they said, all you got to do, just be sensible, be home. And also, he said, when you come on, you're like, he said, you can save some of that. Why don't you start off going, all right, yeah, and then go later on as you get through the show. So I would, so that was the other thing, just, build it up a bit.
Yeah, I suppose if that screaming is your starting point, where have you got to go from?
Yeah, you're starting like,
you can't top it.
It's just bonkers.
But you're saying you love the Fringe as well, and you experience as much as you can, and doing other shows and...
Exactly, and that was the other thing. Where I thought, look, when I first came up, I tried to do everything, you'd be like, and you always say yes to everything, like, people go, oh, listen, we're doing a show at 7 in the afternoon, would you come, or 3 in the afternoon, come and do a bit? Yeah, of course I would do. We're doing a show at 3 in the morning to 7 drunk people and a dog. Do you want to come? And I go, oh, yeah, of course, that sounds great fun. And every time you do it, because you think it's a great experience. And then after a while, you think, do you know what? I can still say yes to stuff, but I've got to say I can't do it on that day. Like, I remember one time I would do like 12 shows in one day. And I just thought, what's the problem? I'll be warmed up, I'll go there, pop in. And then your body realises, you know what? I don't think you can do 12 shows in a day, plus your own solo shows. So all I do now is, I would, like, today I'd go and do I've got a couple of shows, and then I might guest in, and you'll always get texts or calls, and people go, can you come in and pop in, and would you feature on our show? And then what I do now is, I generally have a limit, and I'll say, look, 4, 5 at a push, because you realise, I mean, look, the festival is only on for a month, but you only live for so many years. It's a case of, do you want to do everything in the month, or do you want to try and survive for a few years?
And to be fair, it is a festival, but I mean, it is 4 weeks, so you can, even if you spread yourself, you can do a fair amount.
Oh God, yeah,
it's not
mental.
as if it's like a week where you have to do everything you can.
Yeah, let me do this. Yeah, that's the thing. That was the other thing that I forgot about when I first came up. That you think that if you don't do stuff now, you think it's not going to be around in 2 weeks' time. And of course it is. There's, if anything, there's going to be a whole new audience coming next week. There's a whole new audience here. But you think, oh my God, I've got to play to every audience. Every person who's in Edinburgh now, I've got to play to them before they leave on Friday, before a new one. And you can't, it's physically impossible. So you just play to how many you can now, and then there's a whole new audience coming next week, whole new audience the week after. So you just got to be sensible, really.
How does it change from the beginning to the end? Do they get more excited, or does it kind of fizzle out?
Do you know what? Every year it's so unpredictable. The Edinburgh Festival is like the housing market. You can't work out. Everyone thinks, oh yeah, it's dead easy. Prices will go every year like this, and the same with Edinburgh. You think, oh, it'll get busier and busier, and you can't. You know what I mean? I remember one year we came and everyone was going, oh, week 0. It's quiet, nothing's ever busy on week 0, and then week 1 it would build, and week 2 it was like mental, and you just think, oh, it's going to build and build. But then by the last week, everywhere went quiet again, and then we had the Olympics last year, and everyone was going, oh my God, it's going to be dead, Olympic, and it was heaving, it was mental. So you can never predict what's going to happen, and I always, I just think, do your show, and the best thing is really word of mouth, see as many people as you can in the street. If they look like they want a show, give them a hug, and then just drag them in. Come on then, in you come. You look like you like laughter. Come on, in you come.
Now, one thing I was going to ask, do you do any comedy for kids now?
Yeah, God, I used to. Do you know what? That was one of the things I used to do a lot when I was here, when I first started doing Edinburgh, because my show is quite clean, family friendly. I don't really swear. There's nothing graphic or blue in it. So I used to get a lot of families coming in and they'd bring kids in and younger audiences. So what I did was I thought, you know what, we'll do 2 shows. I'll do one in the afternoon for the kids, and then do one in the evening, like for kids and parents, and then one in the evening just for the parents. And so when I did that, it was great. But then I realised it was such good fun. But then I would have no voice. I'd be dead after about 3 days. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll try and rotate it. So like this year, I'm doing like a dating show in the afternoon, and then an adult show. And then next year, I think I'll come back and do a kids show as well, and then do an adult show.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do them both for the full month. It's just ridiculous.
I think though with the kids thing, adults can appreciate that stuff on their level. Yeah.
Well, yeah. It was like, even though it was nothing like The Simpsons, but I'd always describe it like The Simpsons. You know, like where you people watch Simpsons and you'd be sat there watching it with your kids and the parents, because there's jokes for different levels and everyone's, you know, it's not playing down to anyone, or it's not too daft for anyone. And that was the same with the adult show. So I'd make sure that I was, you know, obviously the kids have been entertained, but also the parents. So you got to make, because if you make the parents laugh, the kids will laugh. You make the kids laugh, the parents are happy. Bam, bam. So you've just got to keep making them both laugh. And it's a great skill to try and learn. You think, oh my god, because where stand up is not easy, but you know it. Once you've got to stand up, you know what you're doing. Stories, observations, bang, bang, bang. They're drunk, bang. As long as you keep, once you've got them, you can just keep that ball rolling. Whereas with kids, it's like plate spinning. You've just got to
unpredictable.
Yeah,
but fun. God. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You just think, oh my god, where are they going now? Mental.
So Kate Charmer, it's on. Are you at the Pleasance this year?
Gilded Balloon. 8:45 Gilded Balloon.
Gilded Balloon feels like your venue. You're
Well,
you kind of own it a little bit.
That was the thing, because I used to always I played most of these venues across Edinburgh, and in the last 4 or 5 years I stuck to one. I thought, right, I'll stick with the Gilded, because it was nice, because I do my kids show in there, and it was a very family friendly venue. Then I do my adult show, then I do Late and Live, which is just for lunatics. So I would just do, and now I just do that all the time. I just stay there. I think I do 99% of my shows, even though I go around and do little odd bits and pieces around the festival. But you know, I just feel like you live there, and also I know it. You know, it's nice when you know somewhere, so you know each year what you're coming to, and you know the text, and you know the people, and it's quite nice. I think that's half the job with doing a good show for Edinburgh, is when the performer feels comfortable, and it's nice that you come back and. Oh yeah, it's nice. I know my space. I know how to play the room. I know where everyone. I always do like the wine bar. It's a great room and stuff. So it's nice.
Thank you so much. It's been
a
pleasure.
You.
Oh no, yeah, it's got to be the hug.
Handshaking it up. Always a pleasure. Thank you for the biscuits.
Have another one.
This is the most biscuits I have ever eaten in the day like this. I'm trying to be healthy.
To have a top up.
Yeah. It's brilliant though.
What's a right, isn't it?
Yeah.